It's primary election day in Wisconsin. Our reporters are spread out across South Central Wisconsin. They'll have the very latest live team coverage starting right now. Thanks for joining us tonight as we speak. The votes are still coming in. Election workers are getting ready to begin counting them. The first result should be coming out in about 2 hours when the polls close. Before that happens, we have team coverage tonight all across the state covering the biggest races and talking with voters and the experts on what we can expect. Arguably the biggest race, a statewide one, to decide who will take on Governor Tony Evers in November. The two frontrunners, businessman Tim Michels, who is Trump endorsed, and former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch, who has been endorsed by former Vice President Mike Pence. Both Kleefisch and Michels cast their own ballots early this morning, both voting in person at their respective polling places. Michels voting in Hartford, Kleefisch in Sullivan. Let's head to the Michels watch party now in Delafield, where Arman Rahman is live. Arman?
Yep, Eric and Susan. The room is all set up here at Tim Michels' camp on Delafield Street in Waukesha. As you can see, tables and chairs set out for guests, which the door is open for them, but we're told they'll get here a little bit around 7:30 or so, and 3 big screens to watch all those results, which of course you can do from home on channel3000.com. Now, Michels hit the polls himself today, as you said, and he's gearing up to be in a neck-in-neck race with Rebecca Kleefisch. An Emerson College poll from this past weekend found Kleefisch holding a 2% lead. Michels, again, also fresh off that endorsement by former President Donald Trump, but in that same poll, about half of Republican voters said that endorsement didn't matter to them in their votes. So it's still anyone's race. We'll be here at Michels' camp all night tonight as those votes come in. For now, let's head to Talia Mohaldin, who's live right now at Rebecca Kleefisch's party in Oconomowoc.
Here at the Kleefisch party, media has actually just been let in. Most people are still setting up, but as far as supporters go, they won't be here for another couple hours. The official watch party is set to start at 8 p.m. They've got the podium set up where Rebecca Kleefisch is expected to speak later today, but we're told that she won't be making an appearance until those election results are in. We do know that she isn't too far. This morning she did vote in the town of Concord, which is about 15 minutes away from here. But we are expecting to hear from her tonight, as I said. Watch party starting at 8 p.m., but we'll be here until then, and we'll kind of keep you updated as we know more.
All right, Tahlil, thank you. Arman as well, thanks to both of you. And we are also just getting an update on voter turnout, at least for the city of Madison. The city clerk's office says as of 4 p.m., so a little over an hour, a couple hours ago, nearly 40,000 ballots were cast. That equates to about 23% of pre-registered voters, again, in the city of Madison only. And if you still need to get out and vote tonight, you have a little under 2 hours now to do so. The polls close at 8 p.m. across the state, but if you're in line by 8, you can still vote. You can also still register day of. You just need to bring proof of residence. You also need an ID to vote in Wisconsin, but it does not have to have your updated address on it. And since this is a primary election, you can only vote for one side of the ticket, Democrat or Republican, but not both. Now, on the Democratic side, what was shaping up to be a big race has really turned into a runaway election here. Current Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes is expected to easily win the primary tonight after several other candidates, including Alex Lasry, Sarah Godlewski, and Tom Nelson, all dropped out. Our Catherine Merck live in Milwaukee at the Barnes Watch event tonight. Catherine?
Things are still getting set up here at Mandela Barnes' watch party in Milwaukee. And tonight is expected to be a night where the Wisconsin Democrats are going to unite under their common goal of trying to defeat Ron Johnson in the November election. And Barnes has a lot of support from his Democrat comrades there, moving forward into that election, especially from those who were formerly his opponents that have since dropped out of the race in the past couple of weeks. We're going to keep updating you on things from the Democrats here in Milwaukee on our website at channel3000.com and on air right here at Channel 3. Reporting live in Milwaukee, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. Every election, we're also keeping an eye on any potential problems at local polling locations. As of now, all good news there with nothing to report on that front. But at those polling places, it has been a little slow going today. As we just mentioned, turnout numbers have increased since this morning, with roughly a quarter of registered voters now having cast a ballot by 4 p.m. That's compared to 4 years ago when Democrats had a contentious primary for governor. For that election, officials were prepared for upwards of 60% turnout. But the voters that did show up today, they say it's important to do so.
There's lots of money spent on campaigns and a lot of money from different groups. But I think this is where the people really have the strongest incentive to really make changes to the country.
Yeah, campaign spending has been up this year already. It's expected to get more expensive heading into November. That's when national groups will start spending on whoever wins these primaries. In addition to those top races, there are several others that are gaining attention. One of them, even on a national stage. Brady Mallory has a look at those. Brady?
Yeah, you wouldn't think the rest of the nation would be necessarily interested in Wisconsin's Assembly Speaker, but a key endorsement put a spotlight on that race. Former President Donald Trump endorsed Speaker Robin Voss's primary challenger, Adam Steen. In his endorsement of Steen, Trump said Voss had not done enough to investigate the 2020 election. Voss has repeatedly said the results of the 2020 election cannot be overturned. Former Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman, who Voss hired to investigate that 2020 election, is also endorsing Steen. And we're watching a few local sheriff's races. 2 Democrats are running to replace the outgoing sheriff in Rock County. Current Blackhawk Technical College criminal justice administrator and former sheriff's office employee Troy Egger is running against sheriff's office captain Curtis Fell. The candidates want to replace Sheriff Troy Knutson, who is not seeking re-election. And Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt is facing challenger Mark Kalker. Both are running as Republicans. Now, these are just a few of the races we'll be monitoring all evening on air and online.
Brady, thank you. And when the results start to come in, again, polls close at 8. You can get the latest results at channel3000.com. Or if you're interested in one or just a couple of specific races, you can check out our new interactive election map. And then tonight at 10, we'll also have a breakdown of the results, the latest vote totals, live reports from all across the state, News 3 Now, and channel3000.com, the place to be for all your election coverage needs. Next at 6, the weather. Shaping up nicely today. Let's get a check of your first warn forecast now. Here's meteorologist Julian Seawright out on the backyard patio. Beautiful day, Julian.
Yes, right. And our evening is going to continue that trend of just how beautiful it is for us. Right now, we're still into those lower 70s for us, or upper 70s. But for today, our high, well, it's into the 80 degrees for us. We were just near normal around this time of year. But as we continue throughout the rest of the week, we'll see, folks, things are just going to get better from here on out. So now, taking a look at temperatures around southern Wisconsin, as I mentioned, upper 70s is what we're all feeling. The good news is that we're not seeing a whole lot of dew points being higher than those upper 50s, except for a couple of areas. Platteville is 61 degrees and 60 degrees into Viroqua and La Crosse, but 57 degrees in Madison and for Janesville as well. So not a lot of humidity. It is rather pleasant as we're getting in throughout the rest of this evening. Outside of that, it is dry, not seeing a lot of activity in terms of precipitation, aside from our friends to the south who are seeing a bit of some showers and storms starting to fire their way off. But let's take a look at our Election Day vote-cast. We have 2 hours left, and on top of it, things are still going to stay rather mild, and plenty of sunshine will stick around as well for us. Now, as we take a look at what else is in store for tonight, well, conditions will get even more comfortable. Mostly clear skies, 59 degrees looks to be our low. Things are going to shape up to be oh so pleasant. We'll have more details of what else to expect for the rest of the week coming up in just a few moments. Until then, back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. In non-election related news tonight, the Dane County man wanted in a deadly shooting on Madison's north side last month has been arrested in Ohio. An arrest warrant for the shooter, 27-year-old Akil Lowe, went out July 29th for charges of homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, and possession of a weapon. But he was just arrested last week in Dayton. The shooting happened July 22nd in the area of Volland Street at North Sherman. The victim, 18-year-old LaRon D. Bynum, was found in a stolen car with life-threatening injuries. He later died at the scene. Lowe is being held at the Montgomery County Jail in Ohio, awaiting extradition. In Jefferson County, sheriff's deputies are investigating a shooting in the town of Sumner. They were called to a home just after midnight after gunshots were heard. Investigators say a person was seen walking away from the home, and they were later arrested. The sheriff's department there says there's an active death investigation, but did not release information about the victim or suspect and would not say whether the victim was killed with a gun. Still to come tonight, Senator Tammy Baldwin makes an Election Day trip to Madison, plus a new security feature now installed at the zoo in Baraboo after it fell victim to a break-in earlier in the year. We'll tell you about it next.
With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. V, value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. U.
For a limited time, get free kids' glasses and eye exam only at Stanton Optical. Walk-ins welcome.
Protecting your cargo is a must, because most times, it's more than just cargo. It's the memories, friendships, and adventures that are built with it. The late nights and early mornings. The races and renovations. From hitches to ratchet straps and everything in between, we've got what you need to get your cargo there safely. Secure your passion with 11% off Tow Smart, Smart Straps, and Cargo Smart products at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Rebecca Clayfish, and your choice for governor is clear. I'm the Tea Party mom who took on the Madison establishment and won. Tim Michaels is a Madison insider who's enriched himself with your tax dollars. I stood with Scott Walker to cut your taxes. Tim Michaels sided with the union bosses and pushed to raise our gas tax to make himself richer. Tim Michaels is out for himself. I'm Rebecca Clayfish. As governor, I'll always fight for you.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at LensCrafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Senator Tammy Baldwin spent her election day in Madison talking electric vehicles. She toured the lab at Franklin Electric here in Madison to check out the latest innovations in electric vehicle charging. Senator Baldwin supported President Biden's sweeping infrastructure bill passed last year, which set aside $5 billion to build a national electric vehicle charging network.
This investment in green infrastructure will not only alleviate the pain at the pump, but it will also pave the way to a more sustainable future for the next generation.
Wisconsin will receive nearly $79 million from the federal government to build electric vehicle charging stations along all 5 interstates and 7 U.S. highways in the state. The visit comes on the heels of a big weekend in Washington where Senator Baldwin voted to pass the Inflation Reduction Act, which also includes several policies aimed at fighting climate change. New at 6, the Wisconsin Department of Corrections says it will build a new youth correctional facility on Milwaukee's northwest side. That new facility will be built along West Clinton Avenue near the Haskell-Noyes Golf Park. This marks the first step toward closing youth prisons, Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake, which were the subject of a federal investigation into civil rights violations. Governor Evers supported the new facility, and the Milwaukee Common Council is expected to give initial support to build it. Also new tonight, the Oxnard Park Zoo in Baraboo says it has successfully installed security cameras. In a social media post, organizers thanked friends of the Baraboo Zoo and everyone who made donations to make it possible. You may recall earlier this year, someone broke in and released 4 animals. All have since been recaptured and returned to the zoo. A man from Indiana now facing charges connected to the break-in. More to come tonight at 6 when we return a breakdown of what to expect during today's elections and what turnout could look like when all is said and done. Plus a very nice day to get out and vote. The rest of the week looking pretty good as well. Julian Seawright's full forecast coming up next.
Discover intuitive technology at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through August 14th, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash August 18th through the 28th. Right now, get a free $10 gift card when you spend $60 on any Blue Buffalo dog or cat food and treats. 35-pound pails of Farm and Fleet cat litter, 2 for $22. And select dog and cat toys are 25% off. Not a Rewards member? Sign up today and start earning Blaine's Bucks now.
The more you buy, the more you save during Steinhaffel's Buy More, Save More sale. Start with store-wide savings of 35% or more, and then take an extra $100 off $19.99, $200 off $29.99, or $300 off your purchase of $39.99 or more. Mattresses, sofas, dining, bedrooms, and more. The more you buy, the more you're gonna save. So shop today in-store or online. Relax. It's Steinhaffel's.
like an eagle protects his head.
We all need a rock we can rely on. To be strong. To overcome anything. To be unstoppable. That's why millions rely on the strength and financial guidance of Prudential to achieve their dreams. Who's your rock?
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
Do you want some more?
Wait till you see me on the downhill.
See you at home.
Enjoy advanced safety at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
And welcome back. We're now down to about an hour and 45 minutes until the polls close in Wisconsin. So if you haven't voted yet, now's the time to head out and get it done. As long as you're in line by 8, you'll still be allowed to cast your ballot. And as we head into the final stretch here, political reporter Will Keneally has more on what we can specifically watch as these results are coming in. Will, good again to have you with us. Let's look at this top race here, the Republican primary for governor. What areas of the state are you really keeping an eye on?
Yes, I think turnout will be key here. I kind of think of it like if a Democrat was going to run for office, they have to really drive up the turnout in Milwaukee and Madison. Same kind of thing here, but for Rebecca Clayfish, it's going to be Waukesha County, kind of suburban Milwaukee. If she drives up turnout there, I think she'll be pretty successful. If you look at Tim Michels, though, on the other side, he's going to be doing well in Trump County, for example. That's going to be largely western and northern Wisconsin. He'll also have a bit of support up in the Fox River Valley as well. So if he does really well there and depressed turnout kind of in suburban Milwaukee, that could be a good night for Michels.
All right, really going to be interesting to watch that race. Now, how about Democrats today with this Mandela Barnes pretty much emerging as the very strong front runner in his primary? What's something Democrats want to keep an eye on tonight?
Right, so there's not going to be much for Democrats. Oddly enough, there are a couple of competitive races, mostly down ballot. That's going to be Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of State. So not going to be a lot for them. The one thing, though, that we could watch out for, especially in Madison and Dane County here, will be for Republican turnout. So, for example, in 2010, Rebecca Clayfish, running for Lieutenant Governor there, actually didn't win Dane County. She lost Dane County to her primary opponent in that race, who was kind of a little bit more of an insider, a little bit more of a known face in the state capitol as a former state rep there. So if we see kind of good turnout in Madison, Dane County for Republicans, that might also support Clayfish there.
What about some down ballot races that we're keeping an eye on statewide? I know that, you know, in the AG's race, Josh Call doesn't really have an opponent, but there's a few people trying to get there to face him in November.
Right, so we have two kind of at the top here, Adam Jarko and Eric Toney. Adam Jarko, former state rep, pretty on the conservative side here, and then Eric Toney, a Republican DA from Fond du Lac. This will be an interesting race to watch, especially if Republicans have a good year this year. That is a really important state office that controls, for example, what kind of lawsuits the state gets into. And as we see the issue of abortion, we'll see how that gets applied by an attorney general there.
Yeah, talking about that 1849 law. Will Keneally, busy night for you. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for taking the time to join us. And again tonight, News 3 Now, channel3000.com, the place to be for all of your election results. We'll have live team coverage tonight at 10 and online. And check out our brand new interactive voting map. Again, you can find that at channel3000.com. Let's go to meteorologist Julian C. right now for your certified most accurate forecast. Julian?
And man, what a day it has been for us. Beautiful conditions for us. Plenty of blue skies, and on top of it, the temperatures weren't too bad either. As we go throughout the rest of this evening, just note that, you know, we're going to start to see those 70s hold into the early parts of tonight. nights, but then the 60s will come in and even upper 50s for some areas, and it is going to be clear skies. So a starry night is on tap as we get into the rest of our evening and nightly hours. Taking a look as of right now, dry conditions throughout the upper Midwest. Not going to be seeing much in terms of that changing, at least for the next 24 hours. But our friends to the south are still dealing with some showers and storms that are starting to develop, coming in from Texas and stretching its way all the way towards Tennessee and areas just outside of Ohio. So they're the ones that are seeing any kind of action. But for us, well, we're not going to be seeing much of that. As we get into tomorrow, things will be a little warmer, but overall, we're still going to be into the mid-80s, so it's not going to be too bad, especially since we are not dealing with the humidity for us. High-pressure system is going to keep things dry, and on top of it, rather quiet until we get into the overnight hours. We could start to see a pop-up shower or two as we get into our Wednesday nights, but the cold front that's coming in, thanks to our friends in Canada, well, we're going to be seeing cooler conditions again as we get into our Thursdays. So let's walk through what we're going to be seeing. Throughout tonight, again, it's going to be quiet. Temperatures will be in the 70s throughout the early night. Then overnights, we're going to see those 60s and upper 50s. By the time we head out the door to get to work, well, it is going to still be a cool one here in southern Wisconsin. Upper 50s, low 60s, plenty of open skies. Going to be a beautiful sunrise once again. Around lunchtime, temperatures will start to rise up. We'll see those upper 70s, low 80s, and then the mid 80s will come by the time we get into the 5 p.m. commute. But we're going to watch for that line of cloud cover starting to develop around the 5 p.m. commute in areas just outside of Camp Douglas. Could see a pop-up shower that could bloom just a bit more by the time we get in around 8 p.m. just north of Madison. Start to see a couple of showers, potentially even some thunderstorms, but the heavier rainfall would just be outside of Juneau and Watertown. This is going to be very brief because we are looking for these pop-up isolated showers to start to dwindle out by the time we get into midnight. Then we're just holding on to some cloud cover, but overall still going to be rather quiet by the time we get to our Thursday morning, and that cold front sweeps through, bringing temperatures into the middle 70s, and we are going to be looking for a nice day once again on tap. Let's take a look at our potential rain accumulations. Less than 1/10 of an inch for Madison, but areas just to the north and to the northeast could see a bit of more rain, but overall it's from 1/4 to 1/2 inch for Lone Rock and about 3/4 to an inch or potentially an inch for Juneau as of right now, but it depends on just how those storms really start to fire up for us. Overall though, many of us, almost all of us, let's say around 80%, are going to stay rather dry in the days ahead. And on top of it, tomorrow's the real warm day, but the 70s are going to take hold of our 10-day forecast. As we see throughout the temperatures throughout the next few days for us, even heading into the weekend, middle to upper 70s, and then next week, a little bit more humidity is going to spark up a chance of us seeing some showers or storms, but overall, this is going to be an A+ forecast over the next 10 days. That's going to do it for weather, but Zach, what's coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, some Prairie split into two teams this season. What the Cardinals and the Wolves have to say about their new rivalry and that Week 5 matchup. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sheesh Raval with the Ortho Team Clinic at Stoughton Health. We hope you can join us for our upcoming event on shoulder pain relief.
Is this the new phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting them?
I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate summer with our hot summer sale. We're talking about sizzling savings of 22%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 2 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 22% off gutters with any full roofing or siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
There's just something about a place where people still know your name, who know how you take your coffee. At Capital Bank, we love all the things our bankers do that digital banking can't. Like congratulate you on your first home, help you finance that perfect vacation home, collaborate about your business goals, and personally explain financing details. Capital Bank offers convenient mobile banking for your day-to-day. But what truly sets us apart is our ability to show up for those unique moments when nothing can replace your Capital Banker. Capital Bank. Tailored service, experienced bankers, locally invested.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable EcoPad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes. With no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable EcoPad by Garnier, naturally.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
We expect a close race in the Republican primary for governor.
Tomorrow morning, we'll have Where the Race Stands and a live interview with Mandela Barnes.
Rumbles of thunder. Who can hear them and when? The forecast tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
It might be primary election night across the state of Wisconsin, but inside Camp Randall, it's fall camp elections, and there's only one race going on in Badgerland, the race for the head Badger. It's a two-Badger race between Jake Cheney and Riley Mallman, with each side of the ball represented. Cheney's a true man of the people and seems to be racking up the popular vote, while Mallman has the campaign smarts to sway each position group.
I would say Jake Cheney. He's just a guy that I would say personally I like and I think that everybody likes, and he's a guy that can get people going.
I would probably go with Riley Mallman. He's a smart guy, you know. He's got his head on straight. I'd have faith in him running a state or city or government, whatever it is.
Last season, Sun Prairie finished runner-up in Division I. This year, they moved down to Division II and split into two schools, Sun Prairie East and Sun Prairie West. Jordan Reed caught up with both programs and has more on the split and the newly formed rivalry between the Cardinals and the Wolves.
When week 5 of the season rolls around,
it's going to quickly become a pretty intense rivalry.
A lot of eyes will be on one local matchup, Sun Prairie East versus Sun Prairie West.
Definitely going to be the loudest game of the year, definitely 100%.
After being in the works for a few years, the split officially came, leaving many.
They're best friends, going at each other for the first time.
With mixed emotions.
That's what makes it hard, is when you got that time invested in a lot of those kids, and to see them go to a different school makes it a challenge. But, you know, it's great that they're still buddies.
A lot of them I'm still really close with. We still talk, you know. Now it's just a little added like, oh, but when we see each other on game day, then it's going to be a little different.
And that's something everyone is ready for. When the Cards and Wolves finally meet in a Badger Conference showdown.
And I told Coach O'Connor, I said, I might have to get the pregame talk to both teams that night, just because I'll know those student-athletes on a whole different level. So that's going to be weird for us a little bit. Probably know their coach will have been in that situation before.
But for now, these teams are trying to find their footing before week 1. In Sun Prairie, Jordan Reed, News 3 Sports.
Next Friday, high school football's here. Summer's over. Summer's officially over.
That would be so unusual in Sun Prairie, would it not?
Well, like
you were teammates. The next year, you're rivals.
Friends going against friends.
Wild. That's crazy. Interesting year in Sun Prairie. Final check of the forecast.
Well, we are looking at the next few days to be pretty great for us. Could see a little change up going into our Wednesday night, but overall, things are going to be in the 70s as we get towards the weekend. However, we do look at a couple of shots of seeing some showers or storms, mainly going to be late Wednesday night or potentially or for our Saturday as well. But other than that, our rain chances will be slight going into next week as humidity will increase. But you take a look, the 70s hanging around for a while. Guys, it's going to be pretty great over the next few days.
Good looking day. All right, folks, stay with us throughout the evening for the latest on your election results. Also at channel3000.com. And of course, we'll have the very latest results tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Have a great evening. Get out and vote. You still got about an hour and a half till the polls close.